All right, guys, hey, listen, I want to come with you today and give you a couple small things that can instantly take your form from, let's say, out of a score of 1 to 5. Let's say you're scoring like 2.5. You can take your form from definitely 2.5 to 3, maybe even 3.5 with these couple of small things. Okay, one is going to be that every technique it has to either reach or hug. So we're going to just discuss hugging today. We're going to do reaching next week. So let's say I'm going to do a low block, okay? Low block's cross on top. When you hug, you don't, this is not a hug. I gave the kids the example last night, and I had a chance to hug one of your kids. I was like, if mom leaves and she goes to school and she hugs you like this, you're like, Mom, where's the love at? But you want Mom to grab you and squeeze you tight. So the same way that this hug has no power, this one does. When you do your Taekwondo skills, you want to make sure that you have a tight hug. Notice how you can't see the gap between my elbows and my body. I want to squeeze tight and up. I don't want to have lazy arms down, so a nice tight hug. So every technique when I hug comes from here and then blocks out and is strong. So that's going to be one, making sure that your hug is tight. Now, whenever your backhand is, if it's going to be a closed in a fist, which most of our techniques are, you want to make sure that, once again, whenever you do a fist, your top two knuckles are in line with your wrist. Thumb is on top like you'd make a punch. Now, I don't want to punch like this or this. I want it to be straight, so you can really see how straight my wrist is. When I retract it, though, don't let it turn. It still has to be straight because I don't want at the last second have to twist my wrist, adjust my punch to make impact. I want it to be the same way, so at any time throughout the technique, my top two knuckles are in line. So if I did here and I hug and I do that block, you can see how tight that wrist is. Also, this hand, not too low, also not too high. Your belt's about right here. It'll be slightly above your belt, nice and retracted, wrist tight, thumb also. So parents, if you're watching your kid and their thumb's out like that, just grab it, put it on the side. Also, another great thing, if you have some pennies or some coins around the house, take the penny, put it over their first two knuckles. Let their thumb go on top of that. Anytime the penny falls out, they realize that their thumb is open. So that's one. If you have any circles, if you have any sidewalk chalk, we're going to talk about front stances right now. A front stance is as wide as my shoulders are. So right now, you know, people need recognition points. So right now, this is as wide as my shoulders are. A front stance is 4 steps long. The weight distribution is 60-40. So when I'm here shoulder width and I step, I'm going to be here. Now the problem is this. Most students, when they step in line. That makes it, you can already kind of see that I'm off balance. I want to make sure that when I step, I'm stepping straight forward. So as wide as my shoulders are, is as wide as my stance is. My hips turn into it, my shoulders are square straight across. We also talk about making sure that you don't have one patch winning, okay, in the race. This patch is not winning, it's not ahead. They're going to be side by side. So my hips are side by side. You can go home, take some chalk down the sidewalk, drop them down there. You may have saw it in class last night. We count one, front stance, 2, front stance, making sure it's as wide as your shoulders are. Anyway, you can take your score in a tournament from 2.5 to 3 by doing those 2 basic things. We'll see you guys tonight.